So today I want to talk about who is Al-Khwarizmi. So we can start off by saying he was born in 780 AD, really early in the times. When he grew up, he basically started in the Islamic Golden Age, where he worked in the House of Wisdom to translate texts from different civilizations into Arabic. So they would take such as like Greek writings, Greek poetry, Greek discoveries, and just simply translate them into Arabic for all to use and different scholars to read and sort of use that information to further their investigations as well. Um, During the Islamic Golden Age, there was a ton of scientific influence from many scientists, from many philosophers, from many astronomers, and Al-Khwarizmi basically did a lot of each subject. So first we can see what he did for math, and then looking at their math, we was looking at what work he did, such as completing the square in Algebra 1, and he wrote a book where Algebra 1 was basically adding and subtracting units from either sides of an equation to sort of complete a square, and he called it his way of completing and balancing an equation, which was his book was about. So as you can see here, 9 was added to both sides to make 7, and then add a 9 here, so he could factor it into x plus 3 squared is equal to 7. And that was the way he sort of wrote his book to create algebra into what it is right now. He basically laid the foundations for what we think algebra is, and we grew on that and expanded on that. He also, through his astronomy work, wrote a table of tangents. So instead of having just a sine and a cosine table, he also created a tangent table, and he wrote pretty precise and accurate numbers for all these units and measurements, which was really influential for at least trigonometry, which we also studied during some of our core math classes. And to some, he's also considered the grandfather of computer science, and that's through his work of doing algorithms. And his previous work of using the Hindu Arabic numerical system to conduct arithmetic was basically called algorithm, and that was then derived and then shaped into the word algorithm, and basically created our way of, conducting algorithms. So how does that affect us? Well, once again, completing the squares, major part of Algebra 1. We all learn it, we all have fun with it, it's so much fun. And with the Arabic, or with the Hindu Arabic numerical system, he introduced it to the Western society. So without him sort of transcribing work and then sort of introducing that to the Western cultures, we wouldn't really have our little 0 through 9 digits, because he introduced that to us. So at least knowing our basic numbers, our basic understanding for math, and our base number system comes from that, it's really, really notable, and really something amazing to know. And once again, trigonometry, we all love trigonometry sometimes, just working with tangent, and it's all thanks to him, at least with studying through astronomy, and he basically did a lot of work with at least figure out planets, and how he used the movement of the sun and the moon to track calendars, and also influenced the Jewish calendar. So let's look at some honorable mentions. He was really good with numbers, so, created algebra, so why wouldn't he be? And his creation of numbers was then transcribed by another scholar to create a map, and that map was basically the most accurate and to-date map that anyone could have through his work of geography. Then you can also see here the Jewish calendar, and this is taken straight from his book, where he used the location of the sun, the location of the moon, to sort of also tell what day, year, and time frame the Jewish calendar was pointing in. So, he basically had a way of transcribing the Jewish calendar to his understanding. And then over here, we have his basic understandings of astronomy. Even though it doesn't look that basic to us, this is his work in astronomy, which led to his creation of tangents and creating a tangent table from this. So he had an influence everywhere, and if you don't think this dude is cool, you are wrong, because he basically worked all around making sure we all had a well-rounded knowledge through the House of Wisdom.